Another Friday night, another garbage show from the Blue brand, and the numbers have once again been smacked down as WWE continue to lose viewers since WrestleMania 40. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. Ever since WrestleMania week, the numbers have went down. The first initial week after Mania, they got decent numbers on Raw. Obviously, that was The Rock coming out, giving his farewell speech. People wanted to see what was happening in wrestling because of the changes at WrestleMania. It was exciting. You got to be honest. We had 2 new world champions. We had the first time in 4 years where Roman Reigns wasn't the main dog, the top dog, the tribal chief, the big dog. So it was changing. Wrestling was definitely going through a turning point, and people were tuning in to see what had happened. But some people were getting carried away, believing that Cody Rhodes is this massive draw. Cody Rhodes was taking WWE in a new direction, a better direction. Yeah, ever since that Raw, there's only been one direction, and we're not talking about that gay little pop band. We're talking about Downtown, SmackDown. They're going down. The numbers are going down. A-Town down, every direction you can go, apart from up, left, or right. That's where SmackDown's going. That's where WWE Raw's going. Right down into the dirt.
It's a brown down. It's a one direction downtown. It's awful. I mean, it's to be
double
expected.
barrel thumb down.
Aye, every thumb under the sun down there. But yeah, I mean, even if Cody Rhodes was a bigger draw than we thought, he couldn't save these ratings. I'm sorry.
Now, SmackDown did have the draft, so we were expecting them to maybe hold steady, although apparently there was competition. But the whole competition thing is bullshit. See, if SmackDown was good, people would be watching SmackDown over the NFL draft. If wrestling was good, people would rather watch the wrestling draft than the football draft. It's like back in the day, more people were tuning in to watch Monday Night Raw than they were the NFL. Why is that? Because Raw was fucking great. People loved the Attitude Era. And the same thing goes for 2024. If Raw was good, more people would watch Monday Night Raw than Monday Night Football. But they don't, because wrestling isn't cool anymore. Wrestling fucking sucks. I'm sick of this whole competition thing where people make excuses, and it's almost like, well, here, WWE's up against basketball, they're up against the NBA or the NFL or the NHL, they can't, or the MLB, they can't compete, you can't expect them to win. Why not? What a defeatist attitude.
If you put on a good product, people tune in. That works with anything.
It's almost like the only competition now wrestling fans believe that wrestling shows can beat is other companies.
What I would say is, though, I think you are limited by your network sometimes, but I think Fox is the best network they've ever had. Would you agree with that?
Probably, but I'm not going to make excuses for them. So this week, SmackDown did...
Hold on, right? Look at Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles' promo before we go any further. Your daddy taught me. Oh, he's my dad. He taught me too. Well, the best man win at Backlash. There's no fucking feud. Like, where's the animosity?
I'm just a working man.
No, like, see everybody, right? I mean, everyone in WWE these days is old. They're like late 30s, in their 40s, right? Unless you're even, I say that, even the older guys, they're all done, right? But pretty much everybody is in the age bracket where Dusty Rhodes worked with them in NXT or, like, TNA a wee bit before that.
Yeah.
Is everyone going to claim they worked with fucking Dusty Rhodes?
Yeah, it's not like this.
We're going to have to wait 10 years for the likes of Braun Breaker and people like that who...
Didn't they work with Dusty Rhodes?
Because he was dead. Is that what we're waiting on?
Yeah, but that's probably going to be the thing. We're probably going to have... You've got this crossover where the whole gimmick now is everybody worked with Dusty Rhodes, but maybe in like 3-4 years' time, the feuds with Cody are going to be, I didn't know your father, instead of, I knew your father. So, I mean, who knows? Do you reckon Goldust has ever had some plumbing since he's a grandson of a plumber? Predator plumbing, maybe?
Predator plumbing? That looks like you, sir. Well, yeah.
Shout out.
Without the makeup...
Shout out to Skeeter Jean, by the way. Uploads better.
Skeeter Jean, your ass on out of here.
Uploads better content than professional wrestling. But yeah, this Friday night SmackDown did 2.143 million. overall. It did a 0.58 in the demo, and we're not here to get into another big discussion about the demo. We know what the demo's for. We know why the demo exists. We just simply don't believe that it's that important. We don't think there's a massive difference between a 49-year-old and a 50-year-old. The only difference is a 49-year-old counts towards this demo and a 50-year-old doesn't. But they pretty much are into the same shit. And if you're going to argue that a 49-year-old has more in common than an 18-year-old than they have in common with a 50-year-old, then I don't know what fucking planet you're on.
Yep. You know, just do us a favour, everybody. Go to your wee search bar after this video. Type in the 18 to 49 demographic. And the first thing that comes up is AEW and JR talking about it.
It's hardly that important.
Aye,
if the most
like 4 years ago.
If the most important search on it is an AEW related topic, then you know, like, do you think The Walking Dead? Do you think all these shows they care about overall viewership, right? The fact is, yes, the demo it helps for advertisers are trying to advertise to people in that significant range area, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's not massively important, and it is skewed. I think the demo would have more importance if there was a smaller range of ages. Like if it was like 18 to 24 or 18 to like 35, I think that would be a better scale. But 18 to 49, I mean, what? So you basically if you're watching wrestling after 49 years old, like there's something wrong with you.
No, I think that. Yeah, like I think if your household's watching it over the age of 50, it's the children watching it.
Anyway, let's look at this. Let's look at this rating in comparison to the last 4 weeks. So, last week, first of all, it did a 2.333, so it's down 8% from last week. But over the last 4 weeks, it is down 11%. So, you know that's a pretty significant decline. We've got over the last 4 weeks, SmackDown was averaging at 2.409 million, and now we're down at 1.43. So we're down 2.5 million over the past 4 weeks, and we're down 190,000 over last week's show. So I mean, 190,000 is not a good amount to lose.
And this is a draft, by the way.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a big show, an important show. The demo is down as well. The ever important demo is down 16% based on the average of the last 4 SmackDowns. So that shows you that the people between 18 and 49 don't like what they're seeing since WrestleMania. Yeah, and I can't blame them because WWE's been shit since WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's a Friday night after all. If you're watching Friday Night SmackDown, what are you doing with your Friday night?
What are we doing?
What are we doing? But what? Technically, it's actually Saturday morning for us, so Friday night is party night.
Yes, but let's look at some of the most viewed YouTube videos then from WWE's official YouTube channel as of today at 5 p.m. So this would be Monday 5 p.m. So we're talking approximately 2 days and a half, like two and a half days. Probably about 60 hours, 62 hours, 64 hours. Over 60 hours since, over 2.5 days since all these clips were uploaded. And the highest viewed clip is 1.9 million Randy Orton joining Kevin Owens in the fight against the Bloodline. Am I surprised? No. I think the Bloodline always has the highest rated clips. Outside of The Rock or CM Punk, the Bloodline is the biggest thing WWE have going right now, and it's a common trend every week.
No, it is a common trend every week. Is it any surprise, right, that the Dudleys and like Michelle McCool and Tori Wilson picking people is so low? Because it was just the same repetitive shit that we all did.
Yeah. Number 2, it was every pick on night 1. So WWE uploaded a video after the show went off the air, and it combined all the picks into one. This got 1.143 million views. And then after that, we've Cody Rhodes versus Carmelo Hayes, 730,000. Santos Escobar being reveals Carlito as Dragon Lee's attacker, 549,000. Cody Rhodes calls his Backlash title match a must-win. So the Cody Rhodes AJ Styles contract signing, 376,000 views.
Poor. Piss poor.
I mean, come on.
See if he doesn't have The Rock helping him, or the Bloodline, or, like, his next opponent sort of thing. He just ain't drawing there.
No, that's a terrible number.
No, yeah. See the match against Carmelo Hayes? That did well, but I tell you what, see every match they do that's a full match, it draws. I've noticed it. That's a trend, regardless of who it is, by the way.
Yeah, I guess people just want to tune in and watch full matches for some reason. I certainly do not, but
No. Clips will do fine.
some people do. Belair and Cargill set their sights on the women's tag team titles. That got 297,000. And then the Dudley Boys returning for round 3 of the draft, and Tori Wilson and Michelle McCool returning for round 2 of the draft, both getting under 300,000 views each. So, yeah, there you go. I mean, it's clear to see what everyone is interested in, and right now it's the Bloodline. Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles, the contracts, that's really poor, that 376,000. Had it been Cody Rhodes and The Rock, I mean, come on, we're talking probably over 2 million at this point, but yeah, Cody Rhodes just isn't that interesting, so we'll see what happens, guys. But there you go, poor SmackDown ratings. They once again lose viewers, and maybe we will hopefully see where they lost those viewers in the quarter-by-quarter hour ratings, and we'll make that video later on, so stay tuned for it, guys. Catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.